What's up, guys? Back at it again. Hopefully you can see me working with the new camera setup. It's I'm using an iPhone. It's not facing me. Like the screen's facing the other way. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, hope everyone's doing good. Happy 2026. Kind of crazy start of the new year. I guess stuff happening in Minnesota. Don't want to talk about that stuff right now. Just political stuff, maybe in the future. But anywho, awesome. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I want to label this video UFOs, ETs, NHIs, government disclosure. What's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point, I say? What is the point? And I want to say this, there is no point. Well, there's kind of a small point. Well, there is a point, but there's no point. Here's what I mean. All the information, all the data, all the evidence, all the cases, they're already there. They're already there in the public record, the internet, the library, Google, etc., internet. All you have to do, type it out, go on your phone, anything, go to the library, you'll see all the information there. Look up all the cases for the past 70, 80 years, starting off with Roswell. And in fact, let me just name off some, I guess, top cases for you guys to look into. That will give you a good idea of whether or not we are alone on this planet, in the universe, etc. Here we go. Top case, Roswell, 1947. Read a few books on it, Event Corona, and the Roswell case closed, but there's some dispute here. Some people think there's two different crashes there, but what they can all agree upon, or a majority of people agree upon, is that there was a crash, there was a recovered UFO, there were recovered alien bodies and live aliens, injured aliens. Mac Brazel, that's the guy whose farm it was that the UFO crashed on. And then there's supposedly some other witnesses, like some college-age students, geology students, so kind of crazy. If that case is true, if that one's real, if that's legit, case closed. All the other stuff the government's been telling us for the past 80 years has been bogus. And we are not alone. Maybe it's interdimensional. Maybe it's from another planet. Who knows? So, Roswell, look at this one. Landmark case. Next one up, let's go decade by decade. Again, the top cases. 50s, 1953, Kingman, Arizona. Good old Arizona. I like Arizona. Supposedly a UFO crashed there. Government retrieved I don't know much about this one in particular. I'm getting to this one, but supposedly a UFO crashed there. They recovered a vehicle and they covered it up.
A UFO crashed in Kingman back in 1953, and then the aircraft was seized by the Air Force.
So that's another one. Let's go to the next decade. 60s, we have 1963, Lonnie Zamora case. Lonnie Zamora, this guy's a sheriff in Socorro, New Mexico. New Mexico is a hotspot, eh? Happened again in New Mexico, but in New Mexico, he's a sheriff. He's pursuing some teenage kids in the middle of the day. The teenage kids are speeding through the city, breaking the speed limit. He's pursuing them in his cruiser. He goes over a hump in the road and then loses sight of them, but he sees off in the distance a UFO, landed UFO with small beings. I believe there are grays in space suits, or in suits at least, weird looking suits. And he sees it. He's kind of shook up. He tells his fellow law enforcement officers, and then the military comes the next day. There's that one. He's a credible witness. There's no reason for him to lie. Everyone who knew him said he was a credible guy, honest guy. Doesn't go around telling tall tales. Next one up in the 60s, which is an important one. This one has to do with Robert Salas. Good old Robert Salas, Captain Robert Salas, Air Force, I believe. He's in charge of a nuclear silo, Malmstrom. I believe it's in North Dakota. I'm not sure. He's in charge of this base. He sees a UFO appears over the base. It's actually an orange orb.
The strange red object is moving like nothing the guards have ever seen before.
Starts hovering over the base, deactivates the nukes.
All 10 missiles were disabled, every single one of them.
Look this one up. 1967 Malmstrom nuke incident, nuclear weapons incident, or nuke. Next decade up, this is the one that no one wants to talk about. This is scary, it's freaky, not a lot of people want to even mention it, but it's an alien abduction case. Alien abduction, who wants to get abducted, right? Hell no. But this one's called the Pascagoula case. Pascagoula alien abduction. This happened in 1973 in Pascagoula. Louisiana.
He says he was abducted by something out of this world in Pascagoula back in the 70s.
Pretty much, long story short, two co-workers were fishing after work, 6 p.m. at this remote part of the river, I believe, Pascagoula River. It's on private property, so they're fishing at 6 p.m.-ish or so. They see a blue light out in the distance. They think it's the cops because, you know, it's private property. They think they're going to get arrested. As it gets closer to the light, they realize it's not a car at all, but it's a freaking UFO. Out of that UFO, this is crazy. I know it sounds bonkers, but two robotic humanoid figures float from the freaking UFO all the way down to the dock. Picks up the two fishermen. The two fishermen are like, what that? We're being abducted by two flying pretty much robots with like pinchers for like hands. But like they get abducted by them, flown back into the craft or floated back into the craft of the robots. Inside of the craft, they're actually an alien, not a robot. Examined them, took them to an examination room, and they got examined, and maybe some other stuff too. But they have a book and they're credible witnesses. Here's a crazy part too. After they got abducted, shortly after, they were all shook. They were panicked. They were panicking. They called the sheriff. They called the sheriff police station. Was like, hey, we just got abducted, don't laugh. And then they went there. The sheriff, thinking they're full of BS, thinking these guys are lying, pulling a hoax, secretly recorded them, put a tape recorder in the room, and left the room and let them speak amongst themselves. He thought they were going to catch him in some lies, you know, coming up with a plan on what to tell the cops or what to tell the people there. But turns out that all they got on the tape recorder is them just being scared, shaken up, and just panicking.
What happened? Something happened to him, the way they were upset. You don't fake fear. You know, he was scared. He was scared out of his mind.
So, again, Pascagoula one. And this is the one that, like, I'll just say really fast. I just don't want to cut off from other cases and talk about, but alien abductions. So this is a scary topic because if this is true, if people are being abducted at will and, you know, the government can't stop it, then the government will never, ever, 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 ever disclose. There'll never be a disclosure. Want to know why? Because if they disclose that aliens are real, ETs are real, and people are being abducted, some of these cases are real, you know, the people are going to lose faith in the government. They're going to be shook up, scared. The government can't protect them. The government can't do anything against these intruders, pretty much. So it's a dicey topic, and a lot of people don't like to talk about this stuff, and it gets like way strange, way scary. So that's the 1973 Pascagoula incident. If that is true with the abductions, people would not want to, they won't be able to handle the truth. That's the thing. That's the real, I just want to say that. They won't be able to handle the truth just because, you know, it's scary. People are being taken out of their lives and like pretty much being like, if it's true, probed. So yeah, you can't handle the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
From that movie, right? Next decade up, the 80s, good old 80s. Love that decade. Rocky IV.
He grabs Rocky Balboa by the throat, Balboa!
Rambo, Terminator 1. This case happened 1980 over the Rendlesham Forest at a base in the UK. It's an American military base in the UK, and it's in this Rendlesham Forest. What happened here over 2 nights, a UFO appeared over the base like at 3 a.m. in the morning. It was like a triangle UFO. Supposedly it was just like flying through, like kind of probing the forest, looking for something kind of crazy. Happened over 2 nights, and lots of witnesses, military witnesses. It gets kind of sketchy here. A lot of people, some of the witnesses saying that they saw like some generals talking with some aliens, and that there was like a big cover up with like Men in Black type stuff. And then that's kind of like level 10, but like the more kind of believable aspect was that there was a guy, one of the military guys saw the alien craft, the spaceship, or like whatever you want to call it, alien UFO. It's a triangular. It had like hieroglyphic writing, like alien writing. It like looked kind of like hieroglyphics, but obviously it was not. So this is a good one you should look into, Rendlesham Forest, many witnesses. Next one up, I'll just say it, 1982, nukes activated, not on our side, but on Russia's side. In this case, the Soviet Union, 1982. Happened at a nuclear site in the Ukraine, inside of the Soviet Union. A UFO appeared over the base, started activating their nukes. The base commander, everyone there is freaking out, going, what the heck's happening? What's going on here? We're gonna start World War III. Like the whole world's gonna end if these things go off. But thankfully it didn't. The UFO did its thing and just left, and then nukes turned off. Look at that one, 1982, Ukraine. Next decade, good old 90s. Put up a Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air gif here, editor. I love the Fresh Prince. But yeah, 90s, I love the 90s. So 1997, Phoenix Lights. What happened here? Big triangular UFO, triangle UFO about like a mile long was hovering over the city of Phoenix. Again, Arizona is a desert. I've been there a lot of times, Scottsdale area, Phoenix as well. So it's a pretty cool place. But happened over the city of Phoenix, like hundreds of witnesses. There's video recordings of it. Of course, it's 1997 technology. Right now, we're at like an 8K like videos, video camera resolutions. And back then, it's not even like 1080p. It's like 1p. So yeah, it's really bad. But anywho, we have footage of that and lots of witnesses. The witnesses said that the UFO was so close to the ground that they could actually throw a tennis ball at it. So it's pretty close. This one is a credible one. Look it up. Next credible one. 2004, Tic Tac UFO. This one's with Commander Fravor and Alex Dietrich, made famous by the Joe Rogan podcast. This happened off the coast of San Diego, where they're doing some military exercises, flying their plane fighter jets. Fravor sees a disturbance in the water, like something coming out of the water, but then he looks up and he sees a Tic Tac UFO in the vicinity. He starts tracking it, and then it starts doing impossible maneuvers. Alex Dietrich, she's another pilot. She saw it too from her plane. She was shook up. It was doing impossible maneuvers, things that are not capable by any of our technology, I guess, from any country, any man-made technology. The type of flight going up going up to 8,000 feet straight down and stopping on a pin or on a dime. We can't do that, going back and forth, so crazy maneuvers. So if we were to do those kind of maneuvers, the planes would break apart, the human beings, they'd be turned into jelly. So, okay, 2004 Nimitz. Next case up, again, nukes being turned off. Again, this one happened 2010, I believe, in South Dakota, North Dakota. I don't know the actual place, but look it up. Just put 2010, nukes deactivated. Again, our missile silos were tampered with by UFO hovering over the base. That's a crazy one. Next one up, we're gonna jump up to 2015. Again, American fighter jets off the coast of Florida. This one's with Ryan Graves. This is the gimbal UFO. This one's crazy too. They have better radar this time in 2015. He sees the gimbal UFO kind of doing crazy like speeds, crazy maneuvers. Ryan Graves, he explained in detail, it was like it was a cube, it was like a square inside of a sphere. And from what I've been reading, what people have been saying is that the cube inside of a sphere is some kind of like fifth dimensional or fourth dimensional thing. So again, maybe they're coming from a different dimension. I don't know if you guys are physics guys or whatever, you know this stuff, and maybe you could write in the comments. But yeah, so this one, 2015 gimbal UFO, pretty awesome case. Credible witnesses. Next case I want to talk about is going to jump up to the 2020s. This one's a crazy one too. This one's with Angel Kenmore. Again, Angel Kenmore in the Las Vegas incident. Las Vegas UFO, excuse me. What happened here, to sum it up, Angel Kenmore and his brother and his dad, they're living in Vegas. Vegas gets super hot. If you haven't been there, it gets like 100 degrees at night. So they're working on their cars, their mechanics in the middle of the night, like at midnight in their backyard. That's the only time to do it, when it's somewhat colder than the day. They're working on their car. All of a sudden, they hear like a drop, like a boom, like something landed. They turn to look at it, and then they see 10-foot aliens next to their UFO. Yeah, like he said, from the description he gave, it's like a 10-foot like gray, like big eyes, like the head, but it was kind of like a gray with like teeth, like crazy, like fang. Yeah, this is kind of disturbing, but like fangs. And then Angel said it looked like it had a broken leg, but he said it was kind of just like warping their mind, or like kind of controlling them with their eyes, or as in like everything was fuzzy and that. So they're using some kind of like technology, like cloaking technology, I don't know, something like that. But he saw them, they call the cops, they're panicking. You look at the video, type in Las Vegas UFO, TikTok or Google or YouTube, you'll see it. They're packing, they have guns, they have handguns, they have like 3 different guns. And they're all walking the backyard scared, they're scared. The 911 phone call, listen to that, that's real, that's legit. You can't call 911 and pull a prank on them. That's a felony. They have no point to do that. I know acting One's good acting and bad acting. That was not acting. They were scared. So also, there's a great channel out there on YouTube called Quirk Zone. They actually did a whole breakdown of the incident with a video crime scene analyst called Scott Roeder. This guy does this for a living. He pretty much works with the criminal justice system, where he is the professional video guy that looks at video to see if it's real, if it's legit. And then he like makes like 40 animations, recreates like crime scenes. But he looked at this video. He made an analysis of the video of Angel's video. Hasn't been tampered with. It's real. It's legit. So, and through his video analysis of the events that happened in the video, he saw that the alien that was peering over the fence. Look at that too. He could see that there was something peering over the fence that was trying to make itself hidden from the camera. Kind of like something to do with the opacity, trying to change the opacity or something like that. I don't know this stuff, but he said there's something definitely there trying to hide itself, and it was cloaked. So they're using cloaking technology. So look at that video again. You'll see its feet. You'll see its head peering over the fence. Crazy. And then supposedly there's like the tractor one. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. I don't see what a lot of people are saying, that they see aliens in the tractor. I don't know. But supposedly there's some by the tractor too. But look at that one. So here's my point in kind of saying all these like events and cases. There's a lot more too. There's Kecksburg. That's a huge one too. But there's a lot more. So and then Betty and Barney Hill. But the reason why I say like there's no point in government disclosure is because all the cases are here. All the evidence, all the case files, all the information that you need to make a informed decision about whether or not this is real, it's there. So what I recommend to you, hopefully this kind of pumps you up, fires you up, motivates you. Look at all the cases with an open mind. Look at them one by one, starting from Roswell. Go through the decades, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, etc. After you do all that, you'll come to the same conclusion that I came up with, which is we're not alone. There's something in contact or communicating with humanity, whatever you want to describe the behavior. But there's something that's actually been observed by humanity that has been observing us for some time. Maybe, I would say hundreds of years, if not thousands, maybe from our inception. I don't know. But make your own informed decision. Once you do that, it's going to be, I guess, better for everyone. You have more respect for yourself, for humanity, for animals, your fellow man. So it's really nice. But you'll come with your own informed decision. The point about the government releasing, giving us disclosure, that'd be important. That'd be good too. For the specifics, give us specifics about the bodies, the crash retrieval program, the technologies they have. That's the number one thing, the technology. That's what they're talking about in Congress, the debates they're having. They're trying to hide all that tech. From what my understanding, from like what George Knapp, Jeremy Corbell, that one guy, that Lou Elizondo, and some other players in the game, can't think of them right now, but the technology they have, or that they have, that they discover, that they retrieve, they can't figure it out. It's just way too complicated. It's way too next generation. It's probably like hundreds of years ahead of us in terms of tech, or maybe thousands. So it's like, the analogy I've heard is like if a caveman were to find an iPhone, they wouldn't know what the heck it is, how to start it, how to activate it, how to turn it on. They would just think like, what is this? So that's kind of like where we're at with their technology. So that would be a plus for everyone. So, but in terms of maybe just like getting the general idea of whether or not this is true, real, these like ETs, UFOs, or NHIs, all the information's already there. That's kind of the main point I'm getting to. Also, in terms of like other stuff, a lot of this stuff is related with like cryptids, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, all their spooky events or spooky phenomena. Look at Skinwalker Ranch. Skinwalker Ranch, I read the book Hunt for Skinwalker by George Knapp and another guy. There's a lot of phenomena related with like UFOs and Bigfoot and portals opening up. Look this up too. The portals opening up in Skinwalker Ranch. Here's one incident. Some scientists had some night vision cameras set up on the ranch. They're posted at night, observing what's going on in this area. They see a portal, again through the night vision camera, they see a portal open up a portal opens up and a huge giant cryptid, like a 10-foot tall being, looks like a Bigfoot from the description, like a Bigfoot, no neck, hairy being or whatever, crawls out of the portal closes up and the thing just walks away. So in that book, Hunt for Skinwalker, check that out. I think it's a great book. It has a lot of stories like that, with like a lot of crazy creatures, like crazy wolves that shouldn't exist, like prehistoric animals and like poltergeists and UFOs. All this stuff's related in my opinion. Or maybe, you know, there's some sort of like interdimensional beings like here on Earth, or I don't know, like Earth has its own set of like, you know, other dimensional beings, and then there's ETs out there flying in the world too. Crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, that's my whole point. All the information's there. Again, hopefully this inspires you, like fires you up to look at the data, the information. That's what I like. That's what this channel is gonna be about. I like to talk about this stuff, paranormal stuff, mysteries of the world. There's a lot of mysteries still to be discovered. And also business stuff. You got to talk about business, make money, how to save money, how to make money, sales, entrepreneurship. And also, I also like to talk about fitness, looking good, feeling good, etc. Who wants to, you know, you want to be aesthetic, at least I do. I know a lot of people do, etc. Hitting the gym, workouts, you know, motivation, all that stuff. And then, of course, health reasons, not just aesthetics, but you want to push it. So hopefully this video helps you up. It helps you out. If you have any comments or questions for me or things I should look into, hey, write them in the comments. I like to investigate this stuff myself and, you know, get some answers. I like mysteries and I like to solve them. So hey, hopefully this helps you out. If you like this content, or you know, you find it fascinating or like entertaining, hey, subscribe. Helps me out. I'm trying to blow up, get some more followers. Yeah, you know how it is. YouTube's crazy. There's like 1 million people and like 1 million videos. No one even watches them. But anywho, catch you guys later. Bye.